Hello there, this is Scott, or should I say Scoot. We'll get to that in a little while, and welcome to another vlog video. And we're going to start off straight away by announcing the winner for the Mirage Platinum Range giveaway. And this is where you can win the whole range of their new e-liquids, like the full box set. So I'm going to head on over to the laptop, get that recording. And as you can see, I've got all the comments loaded up here. Now, when I press the randomly pick winner button, if my name appears in red, then obviously we're just going to go again because, no, I'm not going to be winning it. And there is a good chance my name will appear because I do try and reply to as many comments as I possibly can. So, like I said, there is a good chance my name could appear here. So, if it does, then we'll just go again. Right, best of luck. Let's go. And the winner is Go Dick. John pronounced now Ergodic, maybe, rather than Ergodic. Ergodic 59, you are the winner for the Mirage Platinum range of e-liquids. So what I do now is I will contact you via YouTube. When you get my message, just send me a reply back with your details, and then I'll pass them over to Mirage. We'll then send you out your prize. So congratulations to Ergodic 59, or possibly Ergodic 59, which is probably more likely. Okay, so I'm just going to stop the recording somehow. That's it. And so, right, okay. Okay, so next thing I want to talk about is quite often this happens now, not just to me, but it's happened to, I know it's happened to Todd, it's happened to Green, it's happened to Matt from Suck My Mod. And this is where you get some dirty, rotten tow rag comes along and he starts to basically pose as the person, as like me or Grim or Matt. And they then contact suppliers and start saying, oh, hello, my name's Scott and I've got a YouTube channel and can you send me out loads of free shit, basically. And I had one, I think it was about a year or year and a half ago. That was the last time it had happened. And I posted a little video about it then, but we've had another one yesterday. I was contacted by a supplier via Facebook, and they said, no, have you contacted me today, Scott? And I said, no, I've never contacted you before. And it was the first time I'd ever sort of spoken. I think it's the first time I've ever spoken to him anyway, but I said, no, well, definitely wasn't me who contacted you. You know, why is that? He said, well, we've had some guy claiming to be you and asking us to sort of send out loads of review items. I'm just going to, I'll bring it up on the screen here. For starters, this twat has called himself Scoot Getcha. That's apparently his name. And he says, hi, I'm Scott from iGetcha69. I have a YouTube channel about vaping with around 50,000 subscribers. I'm looking for companies to work with as I'm doing video reviews on all types of tanks, atomizers, rebuildable devices. I think that's meant to be rebuildable devices, box mods, etc. If you could send me one of your products, I would make a video review lasting around 6 to 15 minutes. I'd also mention your store company and leave a link in the description. It'd be very appreciated. Waiting to hear you back. Waiting to hear back. PS, here's a link to my YouTube channel, and he does actually provide a link to my genuine YouTube channel. Kind regards, Scott from iGetcha69. You know, I am iGetcha69. You can't come from it. Yeah, so if you are a supplier who's getting this message from Mr. Dirty Toe Rag, you know, it's just some mug Chinese luck, basically, so please discard. And I think I can speak on behalf of any sort of reviewer who's, like, you know, worth his salt. We don't contact suppliers asking for freebies. You know, we wait for people to contact us. If they want to review, great, they can contact us. If they don't want to review me, be interested in something, then, well, for me personally, I'll just go along and buy it. You know, it's as simple as that. The only time I'd ever contact a supplier and say, oh, how about reviewing this, is if it's one that I've known for a long period of time. You know, we've built a sort of relationship over the years, or if it's a supplier who's already advertising on my website, and again, I've got a sort of, you know, a friendly relationship with them, and I sort of know them in a sense anyway. So I would never, ever just randomly contact a supplier who I've never spoken to before and say, you know, send me out loads of free gear. So if you do get one of those messages from somebody claiming to be me, throw it in the bin. It's complete and utter garbage. Okay, so next thing we're going to talk about then is my 5 favourite e-liquids. Now I did in the last vlog ask for people to give me sort of ideas and suggestions about things to do in the vlogs, and I had a few people mentioning about what is actually your favourite e-liquids, and it's a question I get asked pretty much all the time really, so I think it's probably a good thing to include it in the vlog here. Now over the years I've probably tried thousands probably of different flavours, and there's never really been that many that have wowed me over to the point where I want to keep on going back and buying it again and again and again. I've tried hundreds of really fantastic flavours, but none that have really grabbed me enough to make me want to sort of carry on and keep on purchasing more when the bottles run out. So I'm basing these sort of 5 flavours on the ones that I do sort of vape the most, and also the ones which I have sort of repeatedly gone back and purchased more. I think that's the sort of best way to do it, with the exception of one flavour, that is, and that's because it's a relatively new one. I've only been vaping it for about the last sort of maybe month or so, but it's gone right up there because it's an absolutely cracking flavour. And it's also worth pointing out as well, before going to this, that ever since well, as far as I can remember, 2009 I think it was, ever since this one particular flavour has come into existence, that e-liquid has been my daily vape all day every day, for the last 6 or 7 years now, something like that. So for me to sort of find another flavour which I can vape for an extended period of time, which isn't that my favourite e-liquid, it shows you how much I actually genuinely like it. Right, so the first one in sort of the 5th spot is going to be, now this isn't one which you can sort of go out and buy yourself, it is just a flavouring which I make up myself, but there's nothing sort of too involved here. You just get the flavouring and mix it up with your PG and VG. There's no other flavours involved, and that is the Capella Flavour Drops Lemon Meringue Pie. Now, like I said, I've been vaping this one particular tobacco flavour for many years, and I've never found anything that had really sort of made me want to switch away from that for any sort of length of time anyway. Then I've done a review, last year, I think it was last year, or maybe at the start of last year, for some avant-garde e-liquids, and one of their flavours was lemon meringue pie. And I really did fall in love with it. I thought it's a fantastic flavour, and I really do recommend it to people. It's just a really nice sort of lemon meringue pie flavour. But again, I sort of begrudge spending out quite a bit of money on e-liquid when you can do it so much cheaper yourself. And I thought, well, let's see if I can get something that's close to it. And I got some of these lemon meringue pie flavour concentrates from Capella, and to be quite honest, there really is no difference at all between the avant-garde e-liquid and the lemon meringue pie. So if you don't fancy doing any sort of DIY mixing, but you fancy trying this, get the avant-garde e-liquid. If you don't mind a bit of DIY mixing, get yourself some of the lemon meringue pie flavouring from Capella. If you like lemon meringue pie, you're going to love it, because that is pretty much exactly what it tastes like. You're getting a really nice, it's not overly strong either, but you're just getting a really nice flavour of the sort of, like the lemon obviously, and a really beautiful taste of the actual sort of, it's not pie crust, is it? What's the word? Base, whatever it is, the buttery biscuit base. And so, yeah, absolutely fantastic flavour, that one. The next one is, again, well, you can buy this already pre-mixed. This is from tjuice.com, and it's the Cubana. Now, you can, like I say, you can buy it in pre-mixed bottles from them, but I just get the concentrates and make it up myself. And this is a tobacco flavour which has been made by actually extracting the flavouring from real tobacco leaves. So it really is a nice, proper, sort of genuine tobacco flavour. It smells a bit ropey when you smell it. It smells a bit like a sort of like a wet dog's fur. That's the sort of smell it reminds me of. But the taste though is absolutely fantastic. There's a bit of a downside to it though, and that is it just absolutely ruins your coils. And literally, if you're going to be vaping this, you've got to expect to be changing over your cotton and doing dry burns of your coil on a daily basis. If you're vaping really heavily, you may even end up doing that sort of once or twice a day. And It's a shame really, because I get a lot of beginners saying to me, "Look, I'm really desperate, I really want a nice sort of tobacco flavour," and that would be the one that I would recommend, because like I said, it is made from like real tobacco leaves, so it is a really nice proper genuine tobacco flavour. But if you're going to say to a beginner, listen, though, this is really nice, but you have to change your coils twice a day, change your cotton, you might have to do dry bean your coils, and they'll be like, well, I'm using like a pro tank, and I say, well, you may have to sort of change that head, very often, whatever. It's very sort of off-putting, so I'll try not to sort of recommend that to beginners unless they are really, really desperate for a proper sort of genuine tobacco flavour. But if you got a little bit of experience and you don't mind changing your cotton and doing dry burns of your coil, and you're after a really nice tobacco flavour, the Cubana from tdouche.com is a double thumbs up. Now this one here, it's in third spot, but it's right up there, and the difference between the top three is literally like a gnat's cock, and that is the Concord grape, again from Capella. And when I mix this up, I'm not mixing any other flavours, it's just using this flavour. And by the way, I mixed both this and the lemon meringue pie at 15%. So when I make up a 100ml bottle, I have 8 milligrams or 8 millilitres of the 72 milligram strength sort of nicotine. I then have 15ml of the flavouring, then the rest is just VG basically. And like I said, very simple to make. And the Concord grape is absolutely fantastic. It's a really nice, refreshing flavour. I like sort of fruity flavours that make you feel, so you want to have a drink of it, those sort of really nice sort of refreshing taste. The best way to describe this, though, there's a drink called, it's like a fizzy drink, comes in a black can or like a black sort of 2 litre bottle, and it's just called a black grape. I can't remember who makes it. I don't think it's a particularly famous brand that makes it, but if you're ever in like the news agents or the off licensing, you see a black can with black grape written on it, that is pretty much exactly what that tastes like. Absolutely fantastic. So it's not a real sort of natural grape flavour. It's very much like eating sort of grape bubble gum, but absolutely brilliant flavour though. Now in spot number 2 is a surprise entry, and that is the I Love Donuts by I got this from evolutionvaping.co.uk, but it's from, if you want the actual website for this place, it's madhatterjuice.com. Now I've done a vlog, I think it's probably about a month ago, maybe a little bit longer, and it was about sort of donut flavoured e-liquids, and I'd sort of said I was on a bit of a quest to try and find a really nice donut flavour, and I'd purchased one of these bottles. And I said there that I was enjoying it, but it didn't taste anything like donuts to me. It's meant to be a blueberry flavoured donut. I can't taste any blueberries, and I wouldn't really call it donut either. And I thought, I'm going to finish the rest of the bottle, then I'll probably leave it at that. And I finished the bottle, and then within a few hours, I was sort of getting cravings for it. And I thought, well, let's go and order another bottle, and then got that, vaped it, and then as soon as it had gone, I thought, I'm going to have to order another bottle. And I really begrudged this, because this is about £15 a bottle off the top of my head. And if you're going to be using these in things like a sub-ohm tank, you can go through 30ml of e-liquid, very, very quickly, literally like probably 2.5 days for me. But I really have fallen in love with it. It's an absolutely gorgeous flavour. I wouldn't describe it as a blueberry donut flavour. And the smell of it, though, is fantastic as well. You seem empty, this one. I'm just waiting for my new lot to come in, which will hopefully be tomorrow. Yeah, flavour-wise, I wouldn't describe it as a blueberry donut. I would describe it as, it's really hard to describe actually, a vanilla sponge cake, which has got some buttercream icing on top, but then also got some strawberry icing on top of that as well. That's the sort of flavour I get, and the smell of it reminds me of that as well. Now, I've asked my wife, what she can sort of smell in it, what she can taste, and she says she can taste it and smell coconut. And when she said coconut, I thought, well, actually, no, there may be a hint of coconut in there. And I've tried sort of my hardest to replicate the flavour, but my results have absolutely nothing like it, been absolutely terrible. So for the time being, I'm going to have to sort of keep on buying this. So I've got another sort of 60ml of it coming. Like I said, it should be here tomorrow. And it, like I say, no, it really is an absolutely gorgeous flavour. And it definitely is something I can vape on all day, every day. I just wish that I could find a way of getting it a lot cheaper, either sort of buying it in bulk and saving a few quid, or maybe sort of coming up with a recipe that is sort of quite similar to it. But you know, I Love Donuts by madhatterjuice.com. Doesn't particularly taste like donuts, but it's an absolutely brilliant flavour though. Obviously, just bear in mind though that taste is subjective. Just because I like something doesn't mean you're going to like it. You could try it and think it tastes like dog shit. But like for me personally, I really do enjoy it. Okay, so in the #1 spot, this is the e-liquid that I've been vaping every day ever since it first came into existence. So I must be vaping it now. It's got to be about 7 years, something like that. And it's a Chinese manufactured e-liquid called Titan Fluid Tobacco. And this stuff for me is fantastic. You know, it's called a tobacco flavour. I wouldn't say it's sort of a tobacco flavour. I think the purists out there would think, oh, it doesn't taste anything like tobacco. But for me, just the overall flavour just makes me keep on going back to it again and again and again. Like I said, now if it wasn't for this flavour, you know, I can't honestly say that I would still, well, I'd probably still be vaping. I reckon I'd still be having the odd cigarette. But this flavour, you know, at that time, it really did help me to sort of avoid any sort of cravings for a real cigarette. It doesn't taste like a cigarette. I don't want to give you the wrong impression. But just for me personally, because it's such a nice flavour and something I really enjoyed, it made me want to vape all the time. And so I never sort of felt any need for sort of having the occasional cigarette or anything like that. So for me, this is absolutely fantastic. Now, I buy this, well, like for many, many years, I was vaping it the 18mg strength. It is as far as I can tell, it's mainly a PG based e-liquid. I can't find any ingredients on here, but I'm pretty certain it was anyway, or it is. And when I was doing the old sort of mouth to lung sort of style of vaping, you know, 18mg strength, you know, it wasn't a big deal for me. I know a lot of people these days say 18mg almost sort of faint in disbelief, but you know, 18mg isn't strong in my opinion when you've been vaping since 2008. You know, because that's what, you know, when we started in 2008, people were vaping 36mg strength in the 40s. You know, so 18mg was always considered relatively low in those days, and you just obviously get used to it. These days though, when I'm using these like the sub tanks, things like that, you know, if you're going to sort of chain vape 18mg strength, you know, you will notice it after a few minutes, and you're probably going to feel a little bit sort of lightheaded and a bit queasy. So I did eventually start cutting this down, and obviously my nicotine strength I normally vape now is 6mg. And what I do with this is I get I've got one here. I get a 100ml bottle, obviously an empty one though. I'll take a 30ml bottle, pour that into there, and then I fill the rest up with VG. And this, as far as I'm aware, sort of reduces the nicotine content to around sort of 6mg strength. Obviously, it does sort of reduce the flavour, but the actual sweetness of the VG, I think it actually sort of enhances it, and almost sort of prefer the diluted version as opposed to the sort of the full fat version, so to speak. And the good thing about that is, you know, if you're buying a 30ml bottle, you're turning it into a 100ml bottle for literally a few pence. So it works out very cost effective as well. And that is from totallywicked-eliquid.co.uk or .com if you're in the States. Or you can also go to the electronic cigarette.co.uk, which is both basically the same company, just different names. And what I do is I try and when I need to sort of purchase some more, I wait for like the yo-yo sales, or I check their sort of Twitter feed, because I normally have quite a good discount on a daily basis on their Twitter feed, and then I'll normally sort of buy in bulk. I think the last lot I bought, I think that was in the yo-yo. I got it for about a 40% discount, which was pretty good, and I think I bought 600 millilitres of it. And obviously, once I've added all my VG to it, you know, that's 600 millilitres. Does it work out as I was thinking about this earlier on. I've had a complete note of brain fart now. So if I turn a 30ml bottle into a 100ml bottle, and I've brought 20 of those 30ml bottles, then that should turn it into 2,000 millilitres. I hope that math is correct. I'm going to right tip myself. But either way, yeah, no, you're making that sort of really last you a long time, basically. So hopefully, I won't have to sort of go out and buy any more for many months with a bit of luck. But yeah, those are my favourite ones: the lemon meringue, the Cubana, the Concord grape, You can get those Capella flavourings, by the way. I get most of mine from the Alchemist Cupboard.co.uk. I'll put links down in the description for you. Like I said, I Love Donuts is absolutely fantastic. Just wish I could get it a lot cheaper, or even wish more so that if I could actually sort of find some ingredients and put them together and get a flavour that was sort of quite similar to it. I have brought a load more flavourings last night actually, to sort of try and experiment a little bit more, so hopefully I can come up with something that I'm not really sort of holding my breath. And that's something else I can talk about here actually, is when I was looking for sort of donut recipes online. I found a website, was it elicigrecipes.com, I think it was, and there people can go along and post their recipes for flavours, and there's quite a few for donuts, and I thought, oh, this one might be good, you know, so I clicked on quite a few of them, and all of them was using a perfumer's apprentice glazed donut or frosted donut flavouring. And that was pretty much like the theme with all of the donut flavours, that and Bavarian cream, again from the Perfumer's Apprentice. I think that's what it's called anyway. I've never used their flavourings. And I thought, oh, right, okay, let's go along and buy some of those flavourings, and then hopefully I can come up with something quite good. I did notice though that with the Perfumer's Apprentice flavourings, all the flavours that I wanted to buy, every single one of them said, oh, you know, warning, this product does contain, was it acetylene or something like that, and I was quite surprised about that, because I know all the Capella flavourings, at least what they're telling me, is they are free from all the like the nasty sort of stuff. And with I was quite surprised to see that the Perfumer's Apprentice stuff does have well, at least one of those things in acetylene. I can't remember what it's pronounced, but you know, it's something that's ideally shouldn't be there. And I was a little bit put off at first, but then I thought, well, you know, everyone else seems to be vaping it and not drop down dead just yet, so I'll have a quick go, and then if I can find something I really enjoy, then I can decide from that point onwards whether, you know, I really want to sort of continue with it or not. But no, what do you guys feel about sort of using flavourings which do have sort of known sort of problems in them, and let's put it that way? Because I know there's a few others, not just the Perfumer's Apprentice, there's a few other sort of flavouring manufacturers who produce a flavouring, so we can sort of do our own DIY mixing, and some of them do sort of say, you know, warning, this contains X or this contains Y, for example, you know. So like I said, for me personally, I was a little bit put off at first, but then, you know, I always say to myself, well, you know, I used to smoke 40 cigarettes a day. Anything I do is going to be better than smoking 40 cigarettes a day, so I'm going to give it a whirl and see what they taste like, and then take it from there. But it'll be interesting to hear your thoughts on that. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up there, because then I can hopefully get this edited and uploaded in time, and also crack on with another review. Tomorrow I'm going to be releasing the Springer Miser review from the Golden Greek, and then on Friday it's going to be the Cleto sub-ohm tank, which is well, pretty much my favourite sub-ohm tank at the moment. The following week, my kids, well, actually it's on Friday, my kids break up from school for the sort of half term or whatever it is. So next week, I'm still hoping to get a vlog and a couple of reviews uploaded. If I don't, you know, please forgive me. It's just because of time and obviously having the kids around the house and wreaking havoc, basically. But I'm going to try my best to get a few things uploaded, and also maybe in that week when they are at home, I'm going to try my very, very best to get that DIY e-liquid video made as well. No promises though, but I will be trying, I promise you. Okay then guys, thank you very much for watching. If you do have any comments or suggestions, you know, leave them in the YouTube comment section below this video. Like I said, you know, thank you very much for watching. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you soon.